one of my favorite Dave Matthews songs, number 41.
This is Brady. One more time.
A look back on all things 90s and 2000s. The movies.
McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
The awkwardness.
Why? I don't know, it's a hard black stick. Something really, really hard.
Here's your host, Brady Broski.
That was a little re-traumatizing right there.
Something really, really hard, Dan. This is Brady one more time. I am the Brady part. That is me, award-winning radio personality. Just kidding, I never won an award.
You got me well one day.
But I've never been up for one, so I've never lost one.
Right, you're undefeated,
undefeated.
in radio awards.
Yeah. With me, as always, the Kickball King.
What's up? Opening night tomorrow.
Oh.
It's going to be like 25 degrees.
That's a small, short off-season.
Yeah.
For kickball.
Yeah. It's almost a year-round sport. And it really is because we play indoor in the winter.
And a guy who, if you ever want to have breakfast with him, you have to drag him out of bed at the very early hour of 9 a.m.
And yet, I beat you there. I beat half the group there.
Yeah. I blame my smoke show
went to
wife,
bed early.
who's always late for everything.
It's a good little Friday breakfast.
It was nice, yeah. We had breakfast, and Dan somehow made it there before everybody, even though I'm guessing Dan went to bed the latest out of all of us.
Probably got up the latest, too.
Oh, man. It is Diligent Dan Ginsburg.
Okay, that's a new one.
It's a new one. Today we're talking about U.S. Olympic moments, iconic U.S. Olympic moments.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Are yours not all U.S.?
No, I just have to put my medal on.
Oh, I did not have the Olympic sounder ready. Damn it.
Da 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 da.
Kiki Minaj.
Yeah, this is when we won, or when we played our 500th game. One of my lovely teammates and dear friends, Brittany, got this medal made for me. That says Game 500.
Show the camera the medal. Yeah, that
there we
one,
go.
yeah.
Can you see it? Okay,
That's
there we go.
Cute. I love. Is that your logo?
That was our logo.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard. Nicki Minaj has become a little too problematic for us.
Okay.
So we have actually
changed the name.
Evolved our team name. We're now just Kiki.
Okay.
And we now have a logo that is just Kiki with a kickball. And we were getting too many questions and comments, and not really feeling great about the name anymore.
People are being judgy about your name.
I mean, a lot of us didn't feel super great about having.
Who would have thought?
I know.
When you started this 10 years ago that this would be an issue. But here we are.
Yeah. Anyway, now it's just Kiki, but at the time that was our logo and that was our team name.
I appreciate the extra effort bringing props into the podcast.
Yeah.
Like you if you spend as much time like preparing like that as we should setting up the cameras,
right,
we'd be good.
That was an episode in itself. The camera setup.
You should time us next week.
Yeah,
we gotta beat.
I think we can beat this week.
I think so. Anyways, we're talking iconic Olympic. You were doing U.S. right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine are U.S.
Okay, that's what I got. So we're just gonna give 3 iconic U.S. Olympic moments from the 90s and 2000s.
I love it.
The oats. How do you call it?
The aughts.
The aughts. Thank you. The
aughts, not the oats. Now, what is your relationship with the Olympics?
It's hit or miss for me, really. It
Okay.
just depends. It depends on the build, right, and the excitement,
Okay.
and obviously the U.S. athletes that are like the Michael Phelps era
Right.
was like, of course,
Right.
I'm going to
Spoiler
be
alert.
watching. Yeah, there you go. But you know what I mean? It just depends. I think there's been some years where maybe I watched like a little bit, and then there's like this past Winter Olympics, I was like obsessed.
Yep.
Like wifey and I watched like almost every night. So I guess it depends. I'm guessing. You seem like the type of guy that's always been front and center.
I'm pretty
every 4
diehard.
years.
Yeah, to the point that I feel like in the lead up to every Olympics, well, really every 2 years. When we were kids back in the 90s, it was every 4, and winter and summer were the same year, and then they split it off, so now it's every 2. Mm-hmm. I used to get excited and anxious because I'd be like, I have all the, how am I going to find the time to watch all of this? And then once it actually starts, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually really love this. But no, I've been diehard pretty much since teenage year. Around the time I got into SNL, I got equally into the Olympics and never stopped with either.
You know what I used to love, though, back in the 90s, watching the Olympics? It was different because everything was preempted, right?
Right.
So you didn't watch it. You didn't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch something.
And there were no spoilers to avoid. I am an insufferable human being to be around for 2 weeks every 2 years. Because I turn off all my breaking news, every kind of alert. I tell all my friends, check with me before you bring up any Olympic stuff because I'm chronically 2-3 days behind. But I hate spoilers. It's so much more powerful to see, whatever happened, success or failure, when you don't already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's
but we didn't have that in the 90s.
To avoid.
Yeah, it was all everything, all the big stuff was saved for prime time, whether it was live because it was in our time, near our time zone, or recorded because it was in Japan or Europe. You were seeing it for the first time along with all of your friends and family when it was airing on NBC.
But there is something cool about waking up.
Take this off.
Waking up at. You're going to probably have to take the headphones off.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Something cool about waking up at 5 a.m. and just catching ping pong.
Biathlon or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So iconic moments. These can be on the court or off the court. On the field or off the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they don't have to be
absolutely no rules, just right.
My first one we're going with is I'm going to go the most famous basketball team ever assembled is the 1992 Dream Team.
That was on my list.
My first one.
That was third on my list.
Barcelona, I believe. Listen to this. Listen to this team. You ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone, Chris Mullin, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, John Stockton, Clyde Drexler, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, college representative Christian Laettner.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
whose shot was just outdone last week.
It was,
but we digress. No, and that was the first U.S. team after the FIBA rule change in '89 that was allowed to have professional NBA players.
Right. So they were called the Dream Team, for rightfully so. I mean, that's the biggest. I mean, they've done this every year since. But for whatever reason, that group of superstars were just mega stars.
I think the combination of it being the first one and also just where basketball was in that era. I mean, we did we talked plenty about Michael Jordan on this show, but I mean, just the talent around him.
Yeah.
And Chuck Daly coaching.
And now that I think about it, what probably made this team so successful and so huge and larger than life is the NBA wasn't really international at that point.
Right.
So the best players were from the U.S. Now the U.S. has some competition around the world. So that made it. I
mean, didn't they beat everyone? I don't think they had a close game. I think they won every game by 30.
The closest game was a win by 32 points against Croatia. That was the closest game.
They were like Michigan in the NCAA tournament this year.
There you go.
We'll see if that lasts tonight.
Yeah. They went undefeated. Who do you think was the leading scorer of that team?
Well, Jordan seems like the obvious answer. So if it's not him,
no. This surprised me because he's known for scoring, but not known for.
Karl Malone?
No, Charles Barkley.
Oh, wow. Okay. That would have been not one of my next guesses.
I love me some Chuck.
Good SNL Chuck impersonation.
I
over the
watch
weekend.
NBA live in the pregame show just because of Charles Barkley.
Can I say something? Can I say something? I'm just kidding. No. It's a reference to the SNL sketch over the weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's my first one. I'm going the Dream Team. 1992.
That's a great
iconic
pick.
U.S. Olympic moments.
That is a great pick.
Yeah.
My first pick is it's got to be the clip that you heard in the intro.
Oh, we're going there.
Yeah, we're going there. Nancy Kerrigan's skate remains to this day, I think, one of the 5 or 10 most watched moments in the history of television.
Really?
If you take away the Super Bowl, I think it might be number 2 behind the MASH finale.
No,
I think it's like a bunch of Super Bowls, MASH finale, and the night of the women's individual free skate in the '94 Olympics.
Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't know it was that big.
Well, because the Olympics are already big. And again, as you said earlier, back then when we didn't have the number of channels to choose from and you couldn't be spoiled, everybody was watching for the results. And it was it was 2 stories in one because you had Tonya Harding basically hiring someone or being involved in someone who tried to take out Kerrigan. Yeah. You had all these, first off, there's all the legal questions of what's going to happen to Tonya Harding and the person who committed this attack. then is Nancy Kerrigan still going to be able to skate? She was this like U.S. media darling, potential gold medalist.
Yep.
She's injured, but she ends up, practicing. I think we didn't know until like within a couple days that she was even going to be able to skate. Mm-hmm. And then she gives this flawless, beautiful, emotional skate. Everyone watching is in tears. And then you have a whole separate story that remained a story for a long time after that, which was the judging, because she did not win the gold.
She won the silver?
She won the silver by the slimmest margin possible. It was 1/10 of a point with one judge. And back then, now there's all these different numbers for different elements. Back then, it was a judge giving a number. I think giving two numbers, giving like an artistic number and a technical number, but it was just like their judgment. There weren't any specific criteria, and they averaged the judge's score. And there were allegations of bias against, I want to say, the Russian judge, because it was Oksana Bayul who won the gold by the tiniest margin possible. And then there was huge controversy and a whole reform in how figure skating was judged. It didn't eliminate the controversy. We had controversy this year, but there were basically three stories in one. There was the attack leading up to it, there was the skate itself, and then there was the judging controversy, and people were outraged. People wanted investigations on the judging. People wanted Kerrigan to retroactively be awarded the gold. It captivated. I mean, it was up there with O.J. Simpson as like the most
talked about
captivating, memorable news story. Take sports away, just news story in general of that decade. I mean, of our childhoods.
Right. Was Tonya Harding? Did she go on to do porn? Did she do something?
That took a direction.
She did something.
No, she didn't. A reality show? No, not
Dancing
porn.
with the Stars.
No, she didn't. She fight. She fought someone. She boxed someone. A little different than porn.
Maybe I had a fantasy.
She also did. So there was the movie.
Yeah.
There was the movie made about that situation.
Made for TV.
But then there was the ESPN 30 on 30, which if you are listening and you're curious to learn more about this story, I thought the 30 on 30 was better than the movie, because you watch the 30 on 30 and they interview Tonya for the ESPN special.
Right.
And you're kind of like, I found myself very empathetic to her through like the first half of the documentary, because she's telling her story of not being involved in this and how her heart was breaking for Nancy. And then they're presenting, the documentary like they do, they're presenting facts. And then, like, without outright calling her out, they're just presenting facts. But, like, you start to realize that the actual facts of the case and the investigation do not line up with what Tanya's saying. But you have to get pretty deep into the documentary before you realize, wow, holy crap, this girl's just like a very skilled, very deep in her lies. It was wild. And this was 15, 20 years later that this was all filmed.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
This brings up a future topic idea, because that was such an absurd story that was built for a movie.
Right.
We should do a Lorena Bobbitt.
Just a whole epic. Can we talk for 20 minutes about that without being horrified?
We're not. Well, we'll be horrified, but we're not on like the radio. We can say whatever we want. Okay, that's a good one.
That might be the Mount Rushmore of just like bizarre 90s news story moments.
That's what the episode
Lorena
will be.
Bobbitt's got to be up there.
That'll be up there.
Oh, boy.
Mount Rushmore. Never mind. Oh, wait. One more thing about the Nancy Kerrigan thing.
Okay.
Because I was doing research about her, too.
Yeah.
Did you know that she was caught on microphone after the Olympics? She went to Disney World to do like a whole parade thing. She was caught on the microphone talking to Mickey, saying, quote, "This is so dumb. I hate it. This is the most corny thing I've ever done."
This rings like a very vague bell. That's great.
So, man, it's just all over over the place. There's no good guy or bad guy, just kind of all.
I mean, very much in the moment,
Yeah.
there was a good guy and a bad guy, but you're right. It's a reminder that we're all human and we all have flaws, although most of us aren't hiring a hitman
My number two.
take out our rival.
My number two is going to be a guy who had the best nickname ever, the Flying Tomato.
Okay.
Going Shaun White.
Yep.
5-time Olympian.
Yep.
3-time gold medalist. Won gold in the half pipe, which is just a fun little thing to say.
Yes.
10 ESPY awards.
That's incredible.
I didn't know his story either. Probably, I would say probably the Michael Jordan of snowboarders.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Okay.
One of,
Most famous.
I mean, I might even take it further and say the Michael Jordan of the Winter Olympics or the X Games, period. And he got gold, and then I think he missed the podium or missed gold, and then came back and got the third gold, I believe.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
I didn't know his story. He had 2 open heart surgeries as an infant.
Wow. I didn't know
And
that either.
since that story or that upbringing inspired him so much, he's granted 17 Make-A-Wishes for kids, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome. That's
he's
awesome.
got a long
Good
way.
dude.
He's got a long way to catch up to John Cena, who's the leader of Make-A-Wish.
Didn't know there was a leaderboard. That seems like a weird thing to have a leaderboard for, but
we know all about it. We're reminded about it.
There you go.
But no, he was everywhere. I mean, endorsements, video games.
Yep.
I mean, he really, because prior to, I guess snowboarding was big, but it wasn't that.
No,
it wasn't as big as
he brought
it
it
is now.
mainstream for sure.
You go skiing, that's what you do. Now it's you go snowboarding, and some people go skiing too. You do both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he was kind of an innovator in that regards, and just the flying tomato,
Yeah.
was the big red hair, right?
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
a big personality.
Yeah,
too.
you could picture his reactions when he came off a good run, him going nuts.
Yeah.
Awesome dude too. I mean, he's still involved in the NBC Olympic coverage. You saw him there this year, getting in, visiting Olympic
He's
Village.
a mentor too.
Yeah.
To a lot of snowboarders like around the world.
Yeah.
So thought I'd put Shaun White on my list as number 2, Mount Rushmore of tomatoes. What do you got?
Mount Rushmore tomatoes.
Yeah,
I would go vine ripened. Cherry.
Cherry's my George Washington. Cherry's Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah, that's wow. It's a great unheralded pick over there.
Fried green.
Okay.
Right, there's the
I
Mount
don't know
Rushmore.
if I've ever had them. Maybe I have.
You've had
Okay.
them. You must have. In your travels, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're covering all the bases today. All right, so what's your number 2? What do you got?
This is a clear next pick for me. Another one that's just singed into my brain from Atlanta, 1996. Carrie Strugg's vault.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the original before they came back and became world dominating again with Simone Biles and crew. The original world dominating U.S. team gymnasts, they had a huge lead. They were in first place. 1 vault left. Carrie Strug just needs to land a vault. She messes up her ankle. She's limping around. I don't remember. I'm not going to claim to remember all the gymnastics rules from '96, but there was no option.
I'd be
for
upset if you did know that. No offense.
There was no option for like an alternate or anything. It was they had a huge lead, so the score didn't really matter as long as it was clean and landed.
Mm-hmm.
And here is this poor girl, but she couldn't have been much older than 15, 16, limping around and knowing that she needs to just land a vault on a busted ankle and the U.S. is going to win gold. And she does it.
Yeah.
And then I think the most iconic moment probably isn't her landing of the vault. It's Bella, her coach, comes, picks her up, carries her off. And mind you, this is the U.S. team in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So the crowd is just going absolutely insane. I mean, if you want to talk like patriotic moments that united the country in the 90s, I mean, that's got to be right there at the top.
Yeah.
I think it's also an interesting discussion of, I don't know, would that happen that way today?
As far as would they allow them to play?
I think there would be a lot of pressure to not allow an injured athlete to. Although then again,
to risk more injury.
And again, look at Lindsey Vonn.
I think it's so hard to make it to that moment. It's like I don't care. Like with a broken leg, I'm going to try.
Right.
So
because that's it. It's once every 4 years. I mean, for someone like Vonn, that was it. You know, she knew that was going to be her last Olympics, and she trained 4 years for it.
Right.
I was awful watching that, but how can you blame her for trying?
Yeah. Well, that was 96.
That was 96. Atlanta.
That brings me to my next one. My last one. Same Olympics.
Yep.
Amateur wrestling gold medalist Kurt Angle.
Oh, interesting.
Kurt Angle's story, he obviously went on, not obviously, but for me, became a WWE Hall of Famer. But during his amateur wrestling days, he's training. He suffers a neck injury. Fracturing 2 of his cervical vertebrae, herniating 2 discs, and pulling 4 muscles 5 months before the Olympics. Figures out a way.
Wow.
Figures out a way to come back.
All of
5.
this.
So he goes and he wrestles. He makes it to the finals, and everybody's like, this mother effer is going to win a gold medal with a broken neck, and he did. Kurt Angle.
The broken neck. That's insane. I forgot all about that.
Kurt Angle inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. Just an all-time amazing, all-around athlete, and probably the GOAT when it comes to amateur wrestling, just because of that moment, especially for America.
Was he known prior to the Olympics in the wrestling world, or was that where he took off?
After this whole ordeal, I heard him in an interview once. There was so much not drama, but there's so much going on that he wanted nothing to do with amateur wrestling anymore. So he moved to professional wrestling, which is nothing like
a little different.
But it's also the exact opposite of amateur wrestling, because in amateur wrestling, you're taught to, pick up your opponent and flip them. In professional wrestling, you're taught to take that bump.
Right.
And you're trying everything not to do it in amateur wrestling, but you have to let your opponent in professional wrestling do it.
Yeah.
So he literally had to learn the exact opposite, and he picked it up quicker than anybody else in history. And like I said, he became a Hall of Famer in that world. But side story, same Olympics. We got to mention in '96. Is that one of your honorable mentions?
Let me wonder which of my honorable mentions comes from '96.
Well, I'll just
Michael Johnson I've got from '96, his golden spread.
Well, there you go.
What's yours, '96?
I was going to say the bombing.
Oh, right. I forgot we're going. Right.
International news here in Atlanta.
Right. That was right before the lead up, right?
I believe it was a lead up.
Or maybe the first couple days.
Yeah,
it was early on.
It was early on.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember watching
see that
live.
referenced all the time,
Yeah,
too.
I remember watching live. They're trying to figure out who they're. You see the footage now. It's like the mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
So now we're really we're using technology more to figure this stuff out. And that changed. That changed the way that the Olympic security would be forever.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Yes.
Bombing. So
yes, that's right. It had massive impact on how the Olympics were handled. That's a great point.
And last but not least.
Yeah, I mean.
Are you going to do it?
I have. It's my last one.
Yeah.
We cannot do an all-time 90s, 2000s Olympic episode and not mention Michael Phelps.
Yep.
8 gold medals in a single Olympics.
Yeah.
Of those 8 gold medals, 7 of them were world records. One of them was decided by 0.01 seconds, a hundredth of a second. I want to say it was maybe the butterfly. I could be wrong about that, but I can vividly remember.
Right.
You see them come to the line and it looks simultaneous, and you're waiting for the scores to pop up. I mean, most decorated Olympian in history, 28 total medals that he won.
Holy shit.
23 gold medals. I can't imagine this very cool, but obviously very fake medal that was around my neck that was annoying to hold. He had 28 of them.
28 total.
8 gold in one Olympics.
Oh, my God.
16 of those were individual medals.
Okay.
Most gold medals in a single games. He still holds that record. He's remembered probably most for the 08 Beijing 08 was when he won the 8 golds. But you forget he swam and won medals in 5 Olympics.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's more than 2 decades.
And he swam in 5 Olympics, won medals in 4 of them. But
okay.
I mean, that's 16 years.
Wow. That's unheard of.
It's very rare. There was the guy, the Denmark dude who I think did it in cross-country skiing, but that's a sport that you can still compete in your 40s.
Just getting warmed up.
When you're our age, you can still cross-country ski at a competitive level. You're not generally swimming.
Oh my God.
At that untouchable of a level. And I mean, he was just such a phenomenon. Every time he was swimming, even if it was just a qualifier, the stadium was packed. A legend he's probably the Michael Jordan of the Olympics in general. I don't know.
Nobody has more.
Right.
Nobody has more. And I remember that time period being, going out. We would be at a bar. Everybody would stop what they're doing.
Yeah.
We would watch Michael Phelps.
Well, and that's the thing that's so cool about swimming, too. It's so fast.
So fast. It's done like that.
It's kind of like horse racing, which I don't give a crap about except for 90 seconds every year when the Kentucky Derbies run and everybody's staring at the screen.
Yeah. And also I remember about Michael Phelps is even if he was behind, there was never any doubt.
He had this extra gear for that last lap.
Oh no, I'm so scared. He's behind, and then all of a sudden he just crushes it at the end.
And the celebrations, the slamming the water when he got to the end and looked up at the scoreboard, pulled his goggles off, saw he won.
Man, had some big shoulders.
Yeah,
He
had a swimmer's body.
He had a swimmer's body. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll give you a couple honorable mentions.
I already gave you mine. So let's hear yours.
Yeah. So I think Usain Bolt deserves a mention.
Yep. Was there drug allegations with him or no? No,
I don't think so.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
No,
Okay.
there was, he was one of those love him or hate him. He was very cocky and
That's what it
deservingly
was.
so.
Yeah.
He used to celebrate, and sometimes he was so far ahead he'd slow down before he got to the finish line and start
wild.
celebrating.
Yeah.
Tara Lipinski winning gold. She was so young. She was like 15, maybe even 14. That was Nagano in 98, and she lives on. She and Johnny Weir famously still call, are on the figure skating calls. Derek Redmond finishing the race in Barcelona 92.
Okay.
I had this vague memory. I had to do the research. He tore his hamstring in the middle of the 400-meter semifinal, insisted on finishing. His dad broke through security, came onto the course to just help him get to the finish line.
Sounds familiar.
It was this, no medal, no podium, obviously. It was just this very, very...
Father-son, yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't touch on that a ton, but that's a big part of, the Olympic...
The
spirit
family
culture is just the family, those
sportsmanship.
moments.
Yeah.
There was. I remember there was another famous one with it was some woman trips and falls, and another is maybe in contention but stops to help her up. Some of those moments. Michelle Kwan never won gold, but one of the most memorable U.S. figure skaters of all time. Yep. And then Apollo Ono short track. Shout out to him, just because those were so fun to watch. He was the whole aughts. Is it aughts? 02, 02 in Salt Lake City, 06, 2010, which was back in North American Vancouver. He was kind of loved and hated too. He embraced the chaos, and he won some races because people collided in front of him. But yeah, there's a handful of.
Are you gonna go? Are you going through withdrawals now? Because you got to wait 2 years. They just ended. The next one up.
It's so funny.
What?
I mean, this
Summer in LA.
Yeah.
That's
which is going to be
fun,
insane.
Yeah,
but it's so funny, and I'm sure you experience this because you're a big sports fan like me. You get so into something that it feels like so life or death for you when it's the end of playoffs, and then 2 weeks later you it's not even on your brain, and you're
true.
It's I'm feeling that now that March Madness is coming to an end. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge college basketball guy, huge Badger fan. Was pretty devastated. We had a team with potential this year, and some crazy shots at the end. We lost first round,
to who?
To High Point, and for a few days that was sort of eating at my soul a little bit. And now it's I'm excited for tonight, but then we're done with basketball for a while, and it's sort of it's crazy.
I feel the same way the day after the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
It's I got to wait all this time. I mean, I'm a big sports fan in general, but there's just something about that Sunday. Every Sunday, it's right there for you all day. Right?
Yeah. But then what I love is the ones we're really invested in are when the weather's crap in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then the summer, you got baseball, but that's a more casual. There's 8 gajillion games every season.
Right.
So, you get to enjoy the summer, play some sports, do some crap outside. Yeah. And then, when the weather gets cold, you got football to look forward to again.
Good stuff, man. So just to recap here.
Give us yours.
My 3 are the Dream Team from 92, Shaun White, the Flying Tomato, and Kurt Angle, amateur wrestler. And yours are?
And my 3 picks, Nancy Kerrigan, Tonya Harding, and Lillehammer 94.
Yeah.
Carrie Strugg's famous injured vault to win it for the women's gymnastics team, Atlanta 96. And the GOAT of swimming, Michael Phelps, Beijing 08.
Great lists. Who did we miss? Did we miss any? Whose list is better? Let us know in the comments. On Instagram, on everything. Thanks to Dan.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts are apparently a thing that people love, and so we love it too now.
Should we be YouTube Shorts? Should I wear YouTube Shorts for Halloween? I'll be YouTube Shorts.
It's actually, I don't know if you know this, YouTube Shorts, it's not referring to actual shorts. It means a short
I thought
video.
You could watch YouTube on a pair of shorts.
You could. Yeah. You could watch YouTube Shorts while wearing shorts. I have. At Brady one more time. On all the things. And next week we will do the Mount Rushmore of penis stories. On that note, should I let Jerry Springer close us out? I think I should after all that. Yeah, please do.
Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Bye. Because Bob it.
Yeah, I got it.